Mechatronics Rocky Talks pandemic version. We are recording these sessions, so please mute your mic while the presentation is going on. There'll be an opportunity to ask questions at the end of the presentation. You can either ask by unmuting yourself and asking, or through the chat box that's set up as well. And so I'm going to turn it over now to Matthew to talk about his experience with the Academy.
Hi, I'm Matthew. So due to some circumstances that happened with school, I was unable to do my passion project. So instead, after talking to Mr. Everett, I'm going to be sharing my Academy experience for Mechatronics 10. So for a brief intro into it, I'm part of the Academy because this type of work has always interested me. I've always been inspired by it, and I've always had the skills that have gone with it. I've been always been very good with computers. I've been interested in coding, all that kind of stuff. I joined it to gain a deeper understanding of engineering, coding, robotics, design, modeling, all that kind of stuff that was in the program. My greatest interest in the program is the mechanical engineering side, as that's what I want to do in the future. The design element of it all, CAD modeling, and the 3D printer type stuff. So at the beginning of the year, it was amazing. We had a great way of learning the stuff that we were being taught. It started off well. We paired up with the grade 12s, all that. The grade 12s and 11s, they got into groups with all of us. They taught us how to work with our design books to model stuff and all that. We were eased into our learning with some cool challenges and different tasks. So in the first few days, we worked through basic engineering design tasks, and we learned the engineering design process. And in those tasks, we did things like build a tower. I can't remember the other ones, but they were very fun. And in doing so, we learned the engineering design process more. This is just a quote that stuck with me from Mr. Everett. You're going to fail over and over again, but you can't let that stop you. You'll learn how to fix it and what you failed, and you'll do it right. As we got more through the year, we got into more serious and difficult work and tasks. We started working on projects that were very interesting and very fun and challenged every one of us in our own ways. This is one of the challenges that we did, the spaghetti bridge, where we designed our own bridge and then we traded bridges with another group, and we had to build their bridge in the way they designed it. This is the one that my group built. After that stuff, we got into our coding with Arduino. This was very fun for me. I enjoyed it, even though I got angry with it sometimes. Arduino was an open source electronics platform, and we used Arduino Uno boards, which I assume I quite enjoyed them. They're nice. After the Arduino, we moved on to the more big projects. We had the two main projects that we worked on in the middle of the year, which I quite enjoyed. Our first was the concussion helmet, which was designed to detect when a ball hit it and then show the statistics of the force or stuff like that. And then the second was a chair or furniture item out of recycled materials that included electronic components. That was quite fun. I enjoyed that a lot. We spent a lot of time doing it. We had a lot of fun doing it. These are some of the projects that we worked on throughout the year. This is our chair with Jacob sitting in it. You can't see it in this photo, but we had lights attached to it, and it lit up when you pressed the button, and it held our weight completely, and it was amazing. The paper clips with elastic bands, that's from the start of the year when we had, I believe it was around 15 minutes or so to build a gun that would shoot, or not a gun, a device that would knock over a cup tower. And then this is some Arduino that we did. After after all of that, and we got near the end of our in-school term, we learned coding techniques such as Python, CSS, HTML, and we learned how to do those on websites such as REPL. And we learned to do multiple different things. We animated bubbles. We did different things with designing a snowman. We originally had planned to use our coding skills alongside the Unity program to create video games, but we were unfortunately never able to do that. This is an example of the Python code. After all that, we unfortunately, because of COVID, switched on to online learning. And for the rest of the mechatronics year, we worked on our passion projects. Unfortunately, I didn't get to finish mine. I had originally planned to design a machine learning app that could count cards for you at a blackjack table, which is definitely not cheating. Overall, I feel that this year has been amazing. I learned multiple skills that will help me in the future, that'll help me when I go to college to study mechanical engineering, hopefully. I loved every minute of it. All of it was fun, except for the sometimes. I've learned skills that will basically take me in the future again. And I've also broadened my skills and made the ones that I already had better. I think that the mechatronics program is amazing. It's good for people who are like me and enjoy the robotics, the mechanics, the engineering, the electrical, all that kind of stuff, the coding, and all that. In the end, yeah, it's a great fit for people like me again and who want to learn more about the mechatronics field. You have to be ready to be challenged, angry and annoyed at times, because you are going to fail. You are going to mess up, as we did multiple times, but we always figured it out in the end. These difficulties, I enjoyed them though, because they gave me challenges that pushed me to learn to be better and do better. And I'm sure my classmates enjoyed seeing me angry at multiple times. And that's about it.
Excellent job, Matthew. Anybody have any questions for him?
Hi, Matthew. It's Sunny here. I have two questions. What would you say is the one skill that is surprising that you learned this year that you never would have anticipated you would have learned this year? And what's the one skill that after this year you cannot wait to utilize or to use again?
The one skill that surprised me the most was probably the design process. And sorry, not the design process. I forget exactly what it's called, technical drafting and that side of things. I didn't know that it had to be so accurate and so detailed, and it had to be exactly down to the millimeters on the dimensions, everything. I didn't realize that. I thought you could just be like, draw on this graph somewhere here, and not, it has to be 10 millimeters on this side, 9 millimeters up, something like that. And the thing that I'm most excited to use is probably my coding, the coding that I learned. I'm excited to use that because I've always been interested in, I guess, abstract projects. I want to basically build cool things that'll help people or be fun to use. So, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Anybody else? So just to recap, Matthew, the number one project that you got to work on this year that if you were to give advice to me to say, keep that one in the cycle for next year, what would be the number one hands-on project that meant the most to you, and why?
Probably my favorite number one hands-on project was the chair. I don't know why, I quite enjoyed building it. It was fun. We had some difficulties, but not too many. It was an enjoyable experience. Yeah, I keep that one.
Okay. Awesome. Excellent. Anybody else?
I have a question. I know I'm speaking a lot today, aren't I? Hey, Matthew.
Not at all. Go ahead.
I guess my question to you is based on your presentation of elaborating on mechatronics and knowing the fact that I teach grade 9. How would you, I guess, advertise towards new or encourage new people coming into the program? What would you be saying to them, essentially?
Good question.
I'd basically tell them, if you are interested in any of this type of work, robotics, engineering, design, 3D printing, video game design, coding, stuff like all that, I'd tell them, if you are interested in that and you want to be challenged, then you come to this academy and you will be challenged and you will learn all these skills, because that's what we do there and we do it well.
Thank you very much.
Now, out of quick, this is for anybody in the grade 10 academy. You guys did not get to do the Smart House this year, right?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay. Well, guess what we're going to start off with in the fall?
Ooh, Smart House.
Hopefully it's not a disaster like what happened to ours.
No, hopefully not either. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording here, and we'll check in with the ladies to see where they're at and see if they're prepared to start.